Thanks for tuning in. Today we're going to be reviewing the Lezyne Saddle Ai Alert 250 rear bike taillight. The new Lezyne Saddle Ai Alert combines Lezyne expertise and bike lights with artificial intelligence tuned brake sensor to make it more accurate. It's a bright and compact rear taillight with a multi-LED design that harnesses Lezyne Ai Alert brake sensing for additional visibility. Packaging wise, you can see really simple, nice eco-friendly design that actually just has the light attached with a little zip tie. You have the branding directly on here and some specs printed there. To open this up, just pull this off and then that'll reveal these little zip ties that you can undo. Inside here, you can also see the clever user interface. So rather than including another little pamphlet, you can see some things are printed here, and then you can go on the website for additional information on the light. Just undo the zip ties here, and then we can pull the light off the body. In terms of specs, this retails for $74.99. You get 250 lumens of output with 10 bright LEDs. As the name implies, you also get that AI Alert brake sensor, which is their AI-tuned brake sensor. You don't actually have any data collection on the device itself. Instead, they've used AI with a bunch of riding data previously to really tune the brake sensor so you get less false positive and you get more accuracy to detect when you're actually slowing down. You get a nice CNC body, so really premium look and feel, as well as a saddle mount, so specifically designed for the saddle rails to put it up right underneath your saddle. It's also USB Type-C rechargeable with a 1100 milliamp battery and a USB Type-C charging port. As far as what comes with it, obviously you just get the light itself, no charging cable, no manual, it's just printed directly on here. So nice minimal design. Now let's take a look at the weight of the light. So the light by itself is 72 grams. Visually, the Lezyne Saddle Ai Alert 250 rear taillight has a compact cylindrical form factor that's optimized for saddle rail mounting. The body itself has a CNC'd aluminum construction, so looks and feels really premium, and they've also added this nice knurling detail to the sides, which make it really easy to grab and remove from the body. You can see the center section also dips inward, which also makes it a little bit more ergonomic to hold. At first glance, this looks a lot like the more expensive exposure bike lights, as they also have a similar cylindrical body, but this one is more affordable than some of their other lights. You also have a basic branding on here with Lezyne on one side. Then you have the Saddle AI Alert printed on the other with this little AI logo. There's a little LED indicator above the Lezyne, and that's used to indicate the battery status, charging mode, and then even whether AI mode is on or off. On the rear of this, you have a very basic lens, so you have 10 LEDs on the inside, the power button at the center, and then you can see the lens has this nice curved shape to it. The entire light has a two-piece design, so you have the main body, and then you have the mount, so if I rotate these apart until the arrows match, so you can see the arrow indicators, then I can pull them off, you can see it's two pieces. This is a waterproof attachment, so when you open this up, you can actually see Lezyne printed here with the USB Type-C charging port with no cover. And then you have the main body. So to mount this on your bike, you essentially place this between your saddle rails. This will work with 7mm rails as well as the 7x9 carbon rails, which have a round side-to-side profile but a more elliptical top. And this compresses just from the side. You have two 5mm bolts, so one on each side. These feel like metal while the center section is most likely plastic. And again, it's a threaded design, so you can see a little groove in there with a matching one on the body. To put them back together, you just have to line up the arrows. So you can see I match the arrow up, push it together to seal it, and then rotate it clockwise until you get to the lock indicator. So pretty simple design. There is no seat post mount, so you do have to mount this on your saddle rail, at least currently. The lens again has 10 LEDs, so really highly visible. And I can turn the light on and off with the power button by holding it for a few seconds. You can see the 10 LEDs are comprised of 4 standard ones and then 2 extra bright ones. And depending on which mode you're on, they're illuminating different patterns. And that's what's cool about this. It's not just either all on or off. So in more steady modes, you just get the 8 LEDs. In the brighter steady mode, you get the really bright 2 LEDs, and then the standard 4 as well. And then in the other modes, you get some cooler patterns. So here you can see the pulsing mode, so it kind of goes on and off. And then the flash modes, it actually does a little dance. It does left, right, and then all 4. So it's really nice and disruptive, and that ensures people see you as it has a more irregular flash pattern. It's not just on or off. And then really bright daytime flash mode, and then their very economical flash mode that gives you the highest 60-hour runtime. The user interface, again, very simple, just on or off, single button press to cycle through. You do get a battery status indicator with that LED. So if I press it once, it's either green, yellow, or red. You can also enable or disable the AI mode. So if I hold the power button for 5 seconds, you should see the light flash. And that'll indicate it's on. So with the blue light on, when I do a single press, you can see it turns blue for a split second. And that tells you it's on. And if I have the light off, again, a single press while it's held will be blue to indicate it's on, the AI mode's on, and then I'll go back to the battery status. So a little bit confusing, but once you remember it's there, it's very easy to tell at a glance. And if you want longer, more consistent runtime, you can turn off the brake sensor altogether. Again, with this AI mode, there's really no data collection here. It's simply been used to tune the model to give it a more accurate brake sensing mode. You still have the same accelerometer in here, but hopefully this one is just a little bit more accurate than other ones on the market. Now let's take a look at the output modes of the taillight. There's 7 different modes. You have 2 constant modes, a 10 lumen eco, an 80 lumen blast, which has 4-hour runtime. Then you have a pulse, which is 50 lumens and 8-hour runtime. Then you have flash, which actually alternates which LED is on. It gives you 34 hours of runtime. And then the bright 250 lumen daytime flash with 15 hours of runtime, and a lower power version that gives you 25 hours of runtime. Finally, there's an eco flash of 10 lumens and 60 hours, which is the longest runtime here. With this taillight, you can see you have a raised lip on the lens, so it gives you nice side visibility, and it tucks underneath your saddle, so it's a nice sleek look. Obviously, it blocks a saddle bag, so that's one big downside to this. And there is no seat post mount option, so if you have a saddle bag, you really can't use this taillight. But if you're not using one, it's a really nice design that tucks underneath. As far as the AI capabilities here you can see how the brake sensor activates. It works pretty well. It goes to a rapid flash, so you can see it goes rapid. A little bit of a delay, at least on this shot, but mostly you have less false positives than we've seen with other brake sensors. Whether the feature really matters, I'm still not sure. You get false positives because it really doesn't know when you're braking. It's trying to guess, but the AI tuning here has definitely helped, so it's one of the more well-calibrated ones that we've used. Otherwise, the taillight is nice and bright. With the daytime flash modes, you can see it's visible from longer distances. And again, you have those fun alternating flash modes that do the different LEDs. But you have nice visibility here, so they're nice and bright, and that premium aluminum construction that really feels nice and tucks underneath your saddle. So definitely not a taillight for everybody, but it's a nice premium option. And honestly, we'd probably go to the standard $15 cheaper one that gives the same features minus the brake sensor. We don't have an exposure light here to compare this light to, but we do have the NiteRider Bullet. So similar cylindrical design. What I really like about the Bullet though is they have dual COB LEDs, so front and rear. And with this one, you have this bulbous design, almost like a mushroom, versus a more subtle design here. So you can really see this from any angle, and even from right behind. So you get a lot more visibility, but obviously the Lezyne is more compact and can hide underneath your saddle. Now, whether the AI alerts really matter or not, I'm not really sure. I'm on the fence on that. I think the AI does help it, but you still get false positives as any brake sensor. It simply doesn't know when you're actually braking. But aside from the brake sensing features, you can compare the output to other lights on the market like the Bontrager Flare RT. The Flare RT, you get a focused LED rather than this ring of LEDs. So a little bit different design. And this one also has the Bluetooth connectivity, so you can use it with the other Bontrager devices while you can't do that with the Lezyne. KNOG has a bunch of cool lights. This is the R150. So this one actually has a multiple LED design. So COB LED rings, focus LED, but different form factor. So not something you put up on your saddle. It has a longer design that's more optimized for a seat post. And what I like about this one is you get the dual elements, highly focused, plus the COB to ensure you're visible from different angles. So different form factors, but the nice thing again about the Lezyne is that it really fits underneath your saddle. Magicshine also has tons of options. Here we have their 100 AD CME. So it actually has a built-in radar. So this one has dual LEDs here, a little smiley face where this is the radar detection. So you have a short range radar detection that'll illuminate the alert mode instead of just having a brake sensor. Kind of a cool feature that helps with your visibility potentially. They also have different CME lights, the more compact ones, which is similar to the Bontrager focus LED and then a ring. And then their CME 300, which actually has dual focus LEDs, so a bigger form factor, and then downward facing LED, which helps you with nighttime visibility. So definitely a lot of options to choose from, but with the Lezyne you get that nice metal body, and then supposedly a more accurate brake sensor. Now let's go over the pros and cons for the Lezyne Saddle Ai Alert. What we like about them is you have premium quality, you have a nice aluminum construction that feels really well built. It also has nice bright output with 250 lumens that's definitely daytime visible. And you also have a nice concealed USB port underneath the mounting base, so it's all secure and you won't get any water in it as it's watertight. The main negatives with this taillight is the fact they have no C-post mount, so you always have to mount it on the saddle rail, which will block a saddle bag, and that really limits the versatility of it. And also the AI branding here is a little bit misleading. It's really AI tuned versus a AI taillight. You don't have any computer chips on the inside doing real-time calculations. And obviously it's just been tuned a little bit better to have a better brake sensor. Taking everything into account would give the taillight an 8.6 out of 10. It's a nice premium saddle rail taillight. We're not sure if the smart braking sensor feature of it really makes it worth more than the standard saddle alert taillight, but that's up to the consumer and whether you want that additional feature. Thanks for watching this review. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You can see more content from us on our website at thesweetcyclist.com, as well as follow us on Instagram at The Sweet Cyclist. This is The Sweet Cyclist reminding you to enjoy the ride.